Thomas and the artist block. It was Easter on the island of Sodor. Yes, I bet you thought this was going to be a Christmas story. You were wrong, even though I don't know how you'd come to that conclusion based on the title. Hold your complaints till the end of the tour. Thank you. Meet our hero Thomas. He's a kind, friendly engine who always smiles and has nothing but positive things to say. Fuck! Thomas huffed. I'm a fraud. I can't draw for shit. And now I'm having to wear a snowplow for some godforsaken reason. It's pathetic. Just like me. Thomas was experiencing what we call in the trade as an artist block. What's an artist block? Said Percy. It's kinda like what you're in, Percy. You're blocked physically the same way Thomas is blocked mentally. Oh, said Percy. But you're the storyteller, can't you get me? No matter how hard Thomas tried, he just couldn't get those bloody hands right. Or the feet. It was especially hard since he didn't have either, and couldn't work from reference. Cassword, Thomas huffed. This is getting worse. Why do I even bother? So he cast his pencil aside. On his way, he met Gordon in the snow. Gordon looked different. He was in 16 by 9. Why don't you use AI like I do, little Thomas? He huffed. I never get artist block. Thomas said something at Gordon that was so mean, well deserved, I cannot repeat it here. Thomas returned to his whip, or a work in progress if you don't know what that means, but still found himself stuck. He showed the group chat, but no one replied. Bother, he scrouched, totally a word, choosing to PG-ify his language for the first time that day. Art is nothing but trouble. But you like doing it, right? Rusty asked from nearby. There was a long pause. I mean, yeah, of course I do, you little idiot. Thomas smiled through his clenched teeth. It's the only thing I know how to do, I fear, but I could do without the struggle of anxieties, you know. This reminds me of the worst art block of all, Rusty said, completely unprovoked. The little diesel got all wibbly as if answering a flashback. Rusty, why are you doing like that? Stop that! Thomas protested. It was autumn of 95, approximately, and I was working on my masterpiece. Rusty, why is your face so big? I had sculpted a pretty cool bit of art. Imagine an Anish Kapoor, but with less metal and made of rock, and not at all like an Anish Kapoor. I want to study your brain. I was proud of how far I'd gone, but I'd hit a block. I almost got hit by a block too. I realized the studio ceiling tiles were loose and I needed to call my landlord immediately. But it was a Sunday and he only answered calls on Tuesdays. Get to the point, Thomas shouted. So, I went looking for inspiration on how I should finish it, but I couldn't find the spark that lit the fire that started the piece. I thought maybe I should just give up altogether. Wow, Thomas said, smiling through the pain, and this is not helping. Stop interrupting! Like, God, Thomas, why you always gotta, open your big mouth? You acting like you're the main character, dude. God! I realized I needed to see my art from a different point of view. I hefted that sculpture up and down my apartment's flight of stairs, and looked at it from every angle, until it hit me. The ceiling tile? Yes! Wait, no! I said stop interrupting! Well, don't leave me in complete suspense, Rusty. I realized I was being silly. I'd worked myself up into a negative headspace, thinking it had to be perfect when it just had to be done. I had a drink, rested for a while, and knew the inspiration would come back to me naturally. Then my landlord showed up and okay, yes, maybe it was partially my fault for leaving a giant round sculpture in the stairwell, but these things happen. And I had to skip a town for a while till the heat cooled down. Jesus, Rusty. My sculpture was luckily seen by an art collector on the news, who wrote a blank check to have it installed in his estate. Look, he thought it was an authentic giant Febreze egg, and who was I to say no? And so that's how I faked it, till I made it. That was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Thomas decided to look at his whip again, and, after having his brain dulled by a stupid story, he was looking at it with a fresh new pair of eyes. I think I can cook here, he said. With newly found confidence, he was about to set back to work when, Look out! There's Grog about! Enter Gordon. He looked and sounded more computer-generated than before. In front of him, he was pushing a portable AI image generator, bursting to the brim with slop from every angle. Thomas coughed as he choked on the fumes of the ice cap melting machine. Your pitiful attempts at creativity crumble in the face of my pure power! Gordon smammered, another totally real word that I'm pretty sure I totally pronounced correctly. Allow me to show you your folly with my masterful gambit! Thomas shouted over the furiously whirling cooling fans. And what do you think is so good about your art? Gordon shouted, as a stupid machine coughed out 70 soulless images. Thomas thought for a moment. Well, I made it, he said, and I made it just for me, and if others like it, that's great, but I made it for fun. Thomas looked at the picture he had drawn. True, it was small, it was simple, and the hands and feet were a little rough or perhaps even unnecessary because they weren't even there, but the more he looked at it, the more he felt it meant something, and the happier he felt with it. Yes, my dear listener, we made it wholesome. Gordon didn't like that. What rubbish! Gordon said. My highly trained AI model can easily create something that puts your silly little train to shame. Gordon started to type in prompts when... No matter how hard Gordon tried, he just couldn't replicate the initiant spark of the image Thomas had made. No! He cried. My 16 by 9! My cousin! I trusted you, Elon! A wave of genuine creativity washed over him and his silly AI thing. Sure, let's go with that. If I can pick up a pencil and draw, then surely a big proud engine like you can do the same, chuckled Thomas. I guess that goes to show you just can't trust AI, said Rusty. Bloody hell, you're still here, Thomas jolted. The end. Unresolved plotline here. Can you write me out of this snowdrift? It's where you just kind of left me. Fine. Percy's a roller coaster now.